Hello, Plainsmen. The Special Education Department is required annually to train all staff in the IEP process. We're providing this brief video rather than a face-to-face training in order for you to learn whenever it's most convenient for you. This video will also be posted in our faculty Google Classroom so you can refer back to it if needed. When you have watched the video, please submit your name using the Google form linked below in the SMORE and also found in Google Classroom. We will begin with the IEP development cycle. An IEP, or Individualized Education Plan, is a plan developed to ensure that a child with an identified disability receives specialized instruction and related services. The ARD, or ARD committee, is the educational group that develops the IEP. Do you know what ARD stands for? It stands for Admission, Review, and Dismissal. Let's pretend that we have an ARD meeting approaching for one of our students. In order to begin the process of preparing for the IEP meeting, we start at data collection. The teacher report form for IEP meetings is one of the most important parts of the data collection process. The teacher report form is important to the IEP process because it's your opportunity to ensure that your student has access to everything he or she needs to be successful. The form is lengthy and could be confusing, especially if you're a new teacher. You'll be asked to select the content area you teach, and then the form will branch, so you only answer questions pertaining to your specific content area. You'll be asked to describe both the student's academic and behavioral strengths and weaknesses, as well as what accommodations or modifications you suggest the student needs. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it when completing this form. The next step in developing an IEP is to determine the student's strengths and weaknesses. You can see why it's important that gen ed teachers complete the teacher report form so an accurate picture of these strengths and weaknesses can be determined. The SPED team then uses multiple sources of data to write a PLAF. In a nutshell, a PLAF is a document that tells us the student's present level of academic achievement and functional performance. In step 4, standards-based goals are developed based on the PLAF. And in step 5, case managers update the progress made toward goals in order to provide information to parents and guardians. Now that we've reviewed the IEP development cycle, let's quickly discuss what happens when students are evaluated for special education services. When students are evaluated for either initial placement or as part of a 3-year review, they are given an intellectual test. This testing results in an IQ score. An IQ score includes 7 general areas of intelligence, often referred to as the Gs. The formal name for the Gs are the General Areas of Cognitive Intelligence. Students who receive special education services have had their Gs tested. Any score 85 and above is considered a strength, and any score below 85 is considered a weakness. So how do the Gs impact the instruction in the classroom? If you click on the flip cards in the copy of this presentation, you will see a description of each of the Gs, as well as suggested interventions and accommodations that could support students in your classroom. To verify accommodations or to review a student's IEP, go to Eduphoria Aware. Click on Student Profiles and then search by student. On the next screen, select the Forms tab to access special education documents. Everyone should verify accommodations in Eduphoria. You might want to ask your colleagues how they ensure that students receive the appropriate accommodations. I've seen some teachers create spreadsheets that note specific accommodations by student in each period. I've also seen some create file folders for each class period, listing inside which students receive which accommodations. Figure out your system, and again, don't be afraid to ask for help finding answers. If you're looking for SPED help, Remember that our lead special education teachers are Michelle Blanchard and Jordan Dotson. The assistant principal over special education is Rebecca Hitchcock. They, along with others like me, will be happy to help you as we work together to ensure that our real students have real success.